1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. Hey everyone, my name is Christoph Jakob. I'm a music composer for video games, and welcome to episode 2 of my new little underrated and overlooked series. This time I made a little poll in my Discord server, so you can all decide on which tune I'm gonna look at next without actually knowing what you're voting for. The option Oh No won, so today let's check out the song Oh No WASPS from a very underrated RPG called Bug Fables. In case you have no idea what this game is about, basically all you need to know for this video is that the wasps serve as the main villains in the game. I'd like to talk about how this tune conveys a sense of threat, so you instantly know that they are your enemies the first time you see them in game. Let's check it out. Try to figure out the time signatures. It's not easy, is it? I love how you instantly know that these guys are your enemies, just by hearing the music. There are a bunch of interesting elements in this tune that instantly evoke this feeling of threat without the need of any dialogue at all. When you hear this tune, you simply know that the wasps are not your friends. Let's focus on all the elements that we'd associate with danger first. The first melody or melodic fragment, or whatever you want to call it really, is extremely frantic and hectic. All it does is moving up and down by a semitone. But it does that at such an insane speed, it actually sounds like wasps are flying around you. If you drastically slow it down, it sounds something like this. Since Bug Fables is a very lighthearted and quirky RPG inspired by the Paper Mario series, the composer Tristan Elric needed to make sure that it never loses those lighthearted vibes and sound like pure threat and danger only. I think he achieved that through his choice of instrumentation. The focus seems to lie on the accordion, woodwinds and bass. These are all instruments that we don't typically associate with threat or danger. The accordion in particular also has a very bouncy rhythm to it. This generally tends to sound rather quirky and goofy, which is perfect for a game like Bug Fables. The chords also contribute to this tense feeling. We're mostly moving between F minor, our one chord, so our home bass, the most stable chord in our key, which is also F minor, and C major, our so-called 5 chord. The 5 chord, that's just a very nerdy way of saying the chord that is 5 steps away from our home bass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is actually one of the most tense chords you can have in any key. It desperately wants to resolve back to the home bass, and this is what creates tension. Now, what is it that makes the song not just sound threatening, but also a little unpleasing to listen to? Especially if you're not used to stuff like that. Have you tried counting along to the music, but it didn't really work out? That's because one of the biggest and most prominent elements that makes this tune so frantic and crazy is the time signature. Or should I say, all the different time signatures. The part we've heard so far is alternating between an 11/8 and a 12/8 time signature. If you're struggling to follow along to odd meters like that, let me tell you about so-called rhythmic subdivisions. If you see an odd time signature like 11/8, you shouldn't panic because you can almost always split it up in smaller, more digestible pieces. Cleverly used rhythmic subdivisions can make the most complex and complicated rhythm feel fairly naturally after a while. In the case of Oh No Wasps, it's actually unnecessarily difficult to count all the way up to 11 or 12, especially given the fact that the overall tempo is quite high.
Actually, for this to be a true 11/8 time signature, you have to count all the way to 11.
Let's listen to the tune again, and I'll try to count along after a while. It's an 11/8 and 12/8, this first section. Let's try to count along, but I'm gonna do it like this. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. All of a sudden it's way less complex and complicated. I love how you instantly know that these guys are your enemies just by hearing the music. In my opinion, the most fascinating thing are for sure the time signatures though. The time signatures changing almost every single bar. Also, listen to that sound. Sounds like clapping, but I think it's actually a table tennis ball. It's so hard to actually follow along. If you thought that 10 sounding chords and odd time signatures are only really a thing in the intro and the first section, then I have to disappoint you, or tell you, yay? The chords stay fairly simple and somewhat predictable. One of my favorite moments in this section here is when we get to hear a so-called passing chord. A passing chord serves as a kind of transition between two other chords, basically to glue them together a little better. While it isn't required or anything, passing chords often tend to sound a little unstable and dissonant on their own. In this tune here is actually a B diminished chord between B flat minor and C major. The time signatures, however, make sure that the tune stays unpredictable. Unless you've already internalized the music, you just don't really know what's going to happen next. And I think that's what keeps things interesting. WASPs are fast, aggressive, and unpredictable in their behavior, and that is perfectly reflected in the music. Let's once again count along to the rhythm. This next section is in 7/8 mostly. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. As you know, we love Splatoon on this channel. If someone were to transcribe this tune and turn it into an Omega 3 styles Salmon Run tune, I think they wouldn't even need to touch the time signature at all. It's already more chaotic and crazy than some of the actual Salmon Run tunes. Pretty much the only element in this tune that is fairly simplistic and straightforward is actually the main melody. I do like that the melody is kept simple though. It serves as a nice contrast to all the other crazy and frantic elements. Makes the entire tune a little easier to digest and follow along to. One little thing I find pretty interesting is the percussion that's used in this quiet section before the climax. I used to think that this is just a marching snare drum combined with some sort of clap sound. But upon listening to it a little bit more actively, I think that's not actually a clap sound. It sounds more like a table tennis ball that is bouncing. Truly an unusual but interesting choice of sound. I wonder if there's a deeper meaning behind that. This might be completely far-fetched, but maybe the composer for Bug Fables associates WASPs with table tennis, or he got stung once while playing that game or something like that. And that's why the sound is in the tune. Could also just be that he liked the sound and that's why it's in the tune. I'm actually curious, if you had to write a tune that revolves around WASPs, what are some of the elements or instruments that you'd personally use? Let's start a discussion in the comments below. It's so hard to actually follow along. And our main part, our climax so to speak, is actually in 4/4. But that doesn't mean that it's simple or easy to follow along. And it loops. The climax section, believe it or not, is actually the only part in the entire tune that is written in a common 4/4 time signature. That is something I like to use in my own music as well. When you put a section in a common time signature like 4/4 into a piece of music that is mainly focusing on an odd time signature, it automatically tends to feel like some sort of climax section or chorus. To avoid that it sounds too normal and predictable though, the composer actually introduces a bunch of really dissonant chords here. That way the music keeps its tension and threatening vibes. I personally absolutely love how much the chords are jumping around here. You think you may know what's gonna happen next, but once again, the tune is just too unpredictable. The chord progression during the final part goes something like this. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to the channel in case you have not already. Let me know down in the comments below which tune you'd like me to cover next. Bonus points if it's something that I've never ever heard of. Check out some of my own music as well. I'll put some links into the description as usual. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you all next time.